GTA, the Lost and Damned. We're doing the racing. This is race number 2 through Alderny City. AA Gamer for Life. Okay, now when I'm doing these, I'm not like just one race to the next. I do a race, I'll steal a bike, I'll do some friend stuff, and maybe a mission. I kind of mix it all up. But anyway, this is the second race. I love how your club member gives you a nice good whack with the bat. Okay, so like I mentioned in the first race, and I'll probably mention throughout all the races, that it's really not so much about duking it out with the other racers. I'm going to do my best to get the lead and try to hold it. And with this particular race, it's kind of awesome because they work in that unique jump. But then right after that, you got to bust through that fence. And depending on your speed and your angle, will depend on whether you get it a good break through that fence. Okay, so like with all the races, there's a lot of turns. Anytime you can cut corners, hey, it's all fair. And like I was mentioning, the going slower to be faster will work. Basically, the being able to take turns and to keep from spinning out will give you the ability to go faster, which means you're going to get the race won. So the other players, they spin out a lot, they go too fast to the turns and that kind of thing, which plays into you, but the sensation of speed isn't really there, but the point is to win the race, so that's all that really matters. So when you can, push it, but when you get into the turns, slow down and just make them right, and then you'll avoid spinning out and thus being faster. So that's how that goes. And all 12 races are kind of the same thing. Later on, we'll do races around the beach, which the going slower to be faster thing definitely comes into play there because it's tendency to spin out is greater, and then they got debris all in your way as well. So like with this little jump and then having to bust through this alley right after that, can get a little on the tricky side. But I got a good enough lead to where I could back up and bust through the gate and then continue on. Okay, I said it many times that this Hexer is by far one of my favorite vehicles. And I would never, you can take any bike you like to a race, but as far as I'm concerned, this particular bike seems to be the only thing that handles halfway decent, which is kind of an oxymoron because choppers in general do not handle as well as other bikes, but we're not really going to get into that. I mean, there's no way a chopper would ever be a fair match against a sport bike, but in this game it is. So that's a discussion for another day. But nevertheless, as far as setting these races down, it's all about just driving correct. And as you can see, I never use the e-brake. I'll just brake a little bit and take my turns without having to brake too much, and then win a race. There's no doubt Johnny looks pretty cool taking a jump on that Hexer. Probably be a little rough on the ankles when you landed for sure, but hey, whatever. At least I was able to bash through that fence this time around. In general, I very rarely look behind me to see where the other racers are. I'm just concentrate on going as fast as I can, keeping my bike correct. So it's not always about just the, hammer down. It's a lot of finesse doing these races. So if you can take your turns without spinning out, you're going to be fast. So that's really how that boils down to. Zigzag through this alley here and then win a race. That's number 2. And I mentioned it before, as you can work your way through the races, they pay more. So see you on the next one. Gamers for life, lost forever. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.